Okay, this is Garrett. This is Tears to Joy Ministries.org. This video is called, What Do You Do When Your Best Friend is Hurting You? What do you do? I have at this point today over 250 videos. What a miracle from God. Garrett couldn't do nothing, can't be nothing, can't say nothing, can't make nothing, can't ever achieve nothing. What a miracle from God. Wow. This video is one of the most personal videos out of the 250 that I've made so far. So let's get started. Just look at the topic. What do you do when your best friend is hurting you? Now, your best friend might be your husband or wife, or your best friend might be a Christian friend. It could be one of the church elders. Your best friend might be your boss or coworker. Your best friend might be your brother or sister. Your best friend could be anybody. It could be a spouse, a sibling, a boss, an elder at church, a Christian friend that you've known for 10 years. But what do you do? What do you do when your best friend is hurting you? What do you do when your best friend is crushing you? Just absolutely crushing you. What do you do? What can you do here? You see, this best friend I'm talking about, he's like the only person that cares about me. He's really the only person that loves me. I mean, it's the truth, I guess. He's the only person that loves me. And I'm wondering, what do you do when your best friend is hurting you? I put up a question on Facebook and Twitter about 6 months ago. The question was, what do you do when your best friend is hurting you? And then I would type a sentence, okay, what do you do when your best friend is crushing you? What do you do? And I got all kinds of responses on Facebook and Twitter. And my Facebook and Twitter accounts are like 95% all Christians. So these responses I got were mostly from Christians, like 9 out of 10. And some people said, Garrett, maybe you should have a talk with him. Or, Garrett, maybe you should take a little break from your friend. You know, maybe take a little break for a couple weeks or a couple months. Or they might say, Garrett, maybe you should confront your friend and let him know that this is not okay. It's not okay that he's hurting you, Garrett. It's not okay that he crushes you. It's not okay that he does these things. And I got all different kinds of responses. I did. I got some responses, Garrett, you should break up your friendship with him. Just break up your friendship. I got some responses that said, Garrett, get rid of him, man. Get rid of him. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time with him and get rid of him already. You don't deserve this, Garrett. But I tried to tell the people on Facebook and Twitter that this guy is the only guy that cares about me. And I got responses, so what? Get rid of him anyway. He doesn't deserve the right to hurt you. He doesn't deserve the right to crush you over and over again the way that he's doing. Get rid of him, Garrett. And then I would type back on Facebook and Twitter, but this guy is really the only one that loves me in my life. I'm being honest here. This is very personal, but this guy is really the only one that loves me. So I said, what should I do when he hurts me? And I got all these different kinds of answers. Some people said, just forgive him and keep forgiving him. And that sounds wise. That sounds smart. Then some people said, look, Garrett, you need to have a talk with him, man. Have a talk with him. Some people said, maybe you should just stay away from him for 1 week or stay away from him for 1 month. Break all contact for like 1 month and teach him a lesson. Then I had the people who said, you know what? Maybe you should have nothing to do with him and get rid of him. Get him out of your life. Dump him. Garrett, you don't deserve this. You don't deserve to go through this. Get rid of him already. Garrett, why are you putting up with him? Why are you putting up with him? Well, children of God, I want you to understand something. My best friend who's hurting me, my best friend who's crushing me, my best friend, sometimes he tortures me. I don't mean with his own hands. I'm not saying he tortures me with his hands, but there's torture involved, like emotional torture or mental torture, psychological torture. I want you to know, children of God, listen carefully, because I want to give you my best friend's name. I'm going to name him. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, but I'm going to give you his name. My best friend is male, yes, not female. I want you to know that my best friend's name is Jesus. Now, some of you are in shock right now. Some of you cannot believe what I just said. Some of you think I'm just in blasphemy, but let me explain so you can learn more. Jesus is the one who planned all of the addictions in my life. And he planned them all before the universe was ever created. Jesus is the one that planned and foreordained all of my weaknesses. He planned out all the battles I'm going to go against. He planned out all of the failures that I'm going to battle against. Yes, he planned out all of the sinning, S-I-N-N-I-N-G. He foreordained it to happen, and now he uses his power and authority to make it happen in my life and your life. Now, is he using the sinning and addictions for my good? Yes. It's all for my good. It's all for your good. Romans 8:28 makes that clear to us. It's all for my good, but Jesus is my best friend, and he hurts me. He does, whether I'm battling an energy drink addiction, whether I'm battling alcohol at nighttime, whether I'm battling sadness, loneliness, depression, and lust. Yeah, those 4 terrible spirits: sadness, loneliness, depression, and lust. I want you to know the demons are not in charge. God's Son is, and God's Son is my best friend. He's the only one that really cares about me. Nobody else does. Nobody. He's the only one that truly loves me. Nobody else does. Nobody. So does Jesus hurt me? Does God's Son hurt me? Yes. Sometimes he hurts me emotionally. Sometimes he hurts me physically by allowing headaches, sharp pains, and all kinds of medical problems. Sometimes he orders addictions to come against me. Sometimes he orders sinning to enter my life. Well, what do you mean order, Garrett? What do you mean that he's giving permission? Lamentations 3:37, children of God. Lamentations 3:37. Who can command things to happen without the Lord's permission? Jesus has to give permission for all of this to happen. But what about John 3:27? A man can receive nothing unless it comes from heaven. You've been told it comes from hell. The Bible says it comes from heaven. Choose whom you will believe today. Is God in control or not? Make up your mind already. If you want to believe Satan's in control, then make Satan your God, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you believe the lies. I'm sorry you believe the terrible preaching. God's Son has all authority and all power in heaven, on earth, under the earth, and everywhere in all creation. So does Jesus hurt me sometimes? Yes, he does. He crushes my heart. He crushes my soul. He commands bad thoughts to enter my mind. He commands addictions to enter my life. He commands sinning to enter my life. And why? Why? It's all for my good. All of it is for my good. I'll end the video by naming 10 of them if you want. Number 1, it crushes my pride. Number 2, it's giving me reasons to pray more. Number 3, how can Jesus deliver me if he doesn't have anything to deliver me from? He has to command the things to enter your life so he can deliver you from it. I know you haven't been taught this. I know for some of you, this is the first time you ever heard this. He has to command the evil to enter your life so he can deliver you from it and be your deliverer. He uses this evil to humble you, to crush your ego, to crush your self-righteousness. He uses this evil to show you how badly you need him, that you need him more than you ever thought you did. He uses this evil to teach you more about addictions, to teach you more about what sinning is, to teach you more about God's grace, to teach you more about salvation, to teach you more of how blessed you are that you're going to heaven even though you battle sinning and addictions. And on and on and on. It's all for your good. It's all for my good, all of it. God uses all things for your good, Romans 8:28. So does that mean Jesus doesn't hurt me? No, he does. He hurts you too, but you've never been taught this. There, I just named 10, 15 reasons how God is using this hurting and pain for our good. Here's one last big one. One last big reason why God uses this pain and suffering for your good. So you can live through it, and then God can use you to help other people who are suffering in it too. So you can write articles about it, so you can make videos about it, so you can talk about it on YouTube, so God can use you to help people all over the world who are also suffering in these terrible things. How can God use you if you haven't suffered in it first? That's one of the big reasons why God is having you go through your suffering. So there's 10, 12, 15 reasons how God is using it all for your good. So to wrap up this video and say goodbye, what do I do when my best friend Jesus is hurting me and crushing me? Let my pride go, humble myself, realizing he's using it for my good, realizing that he's blessing me with it, that he's changing me with it, that he's transforming me with it. Bow down before his throne. Be patient. Be patient while you're suffering and suffering and suffering. Let the anger go. Let the anger against God and his Christ go. Let the anger go. I'm not saying this is easy, but work on it and work on it. Let the anger go. And tell other people how God can use bad for good. How God can use sinning for good in your life. I'm talking about for a chosen one. This video is for the chosen ones. It's not for the non-believers. Share with people how God can turn all things and use it all for good. For those who are called by God and chosen to be one of the children of God. Romans 8:28. So is Jesus the one hurting me? Yes, of course. It's not the demons. It's not the flesh like you've been taught. It's God's Son. Does Jesus crush me sometimes? Yes. Does he make me cry sometimes? Yes. Am I battling addiction sometimes that he orders, that he planned? Yes. Give God the glory here. Stop giving the glory to Satan. Give God the credit. Don't give the credit to the demons. Give God the honor for doing all things. Don't give the honor to the demons. Give God the respect that he deserves for doing everything in your life. Don't give the respect to the demons and the flesh. It is God that is sovereign over everything. It is God that doeth all things, and all things are of God. God is simply using the demons and the flesh like dumb farm animals, like dumb insects, like dumb fish. All right, praise God for you. I pray that this video is going to bless someone. I pray God's going to open up your ears here. I pray God's going to open up your mind here. I pray God's going to open up your heart here and change the way you're thinking, change the way you're feeling, change the way you're preaching. Change the way you're teaching. Wow. Change.